Well, we are here. The year 2018 is coming to a close in about uh, in some time, and you know, a few years ago I did a big edited end of the year showcase talking about my favorite things, least favorite things. But unfortunately, I didn't have time this year. And last year I just did a little text thing on Twitter, but this year I'm gonna do just an impromptu talk about my favorite things. Uh, Off the cuff is one take. I'm gonna see how it goes. Yeah, I did play some games this year. Now I'm not gonna go into detail on every single thing, and I'm gonna try and keep it short and to the point. Uh, I guess really quick to start it off to get out the way. I did see some movies this year. Uh, I'm just gonna list them off. I'll say maybe a few things about them. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, really good, great animation, great story. I loved it. I'm gonna be seeing it again very soon. I highly recommend it. It's good to see in theaters. It's great. Won't You Be My Neighbor? Fantastic documentary. If you wanna ever learn more about Fred Rogers, the creation of the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood Show, that's a great documentary. I saw it in theaters. I bought it on DVD. It's great. Go see it. It's somewhere. Sorry to Bother You. A surprise kind of hit for me. I really enjoyed it. Director Bruce Riley, it's his first real movie. Really eccentric. Goes a lot of places I didn't expect. And I came out like everyone in the audience was very like, what is this movie? And I was just like, oh, this is fantastic. It's on Hulu. If you have that, go check it out. I recommend it. It might not be for some, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a very entertaining movie. Black Klansman, Spike Lee. He did good. He did real good on that one. I did enjoy that one. If we're going into some anime. The My Hero Academia movie was also pretty good too. I did enjoy that one. Now, there's a lot of other movies I saw in theaters. I could talk about Infinity War, how Ready Player One was whack, and all these other things, or how I saw Justice League twice in the span of 2 days. Even though that came out last year, I saw it on video two times. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just gonna move on to games because I'm probably gonna have the whole video to talk about it. Uh, I I do kind of have a game of the year. I'm not gonna rank any of these right now, but I'm just gonna talk about some I played, some I really enjoyed. Some of these I'm gonna pull off, some I don't own. So I'm gonna start with this one because it's right in front of me. Astrobot, the PSVR platforming game. It was originally a tech demo for Playroom VR. It was called Robot Rescue, and there was such a positive reaction to it that Japan Studio went ahead and made a full-on game for it. And I was one of those people. I was like, man, this is really cool. I'd love to see a full game of this. And this game does a lot of cool things in VR. This is probably, alongside Tetris Effect, another game I really, really enjoyed. This is probably my favorite VR game. On PlayStation VR, this might be it. Just what it does with VR and how to utilize it and how it puts you into the world. It does a lot of really fun and cool stuff with it. I really love this game. If you have PSVR, I recommend it. It's probably one of those top ones I'd say, hey, get it. Like, I got this $20 as a gift, so it's great. Well, since it's here, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's Smash Brothers. I don't really need to say too much more. I like what they did with the gameplay in this one. World of Light mode's cool. I do like the way spirits are utilized. It took me a bit to get into them, but I eventually became onto like Team Spirit. It's cool. I wish there was some more single player stuff in there. That's kind of what I like with Smash. Some of the more like cooler stuff like the adventure mode or break the targets, but I can understand why it's not there with a cast of like almost 80 fighters. Making individual ones for each of them is not going to be kind of an easy task. But good game. Good Smash. It's great to be able to play this like on the go. Kind of similar to Smash 3DS. I think I talked about in the video my Smash rankings. I ranked this over Smash 4 pretty easily. Like the gameplay in this one just feels much more satisfying. I can't go to that one yet. Dragon Quest 11. I had to have an RPG in here. I sadly do not have Octopath Traveler. I did not have the money at the time, or even the time to play it when it came out. But I did make time for Dragon Quest 11, and this is a good RPG. This is the year of turn-based RPGs because it is a good game. It is a great-looking game. The soundtrack, despite being MIDI on PS4, is very good. If you have Steam, there's a mod that lets you get the orchestra versions of the tracks. That's probably the better way to play it. It's also coming to the Switch. I need to play it on that too. I actually haven't beaten the game yet because this came out at a pretty bad time. There's like 4 of the games coming out that I was playing, and it was like I either have to spend every single day hours on end rushing this, and I didn't want to do that to this game. I didn't want to just rush through it because the post game on this is like another 30 hours, and I'm already 80 hours in, so I still got to finish this. Either I'm going to finish it on PS4 or just wait for the Switch version. But really good game. If you're a fan of RPGs, I definitely recommend checking this out. It's good. In terms of, I don't have my Switch on me, a game that also was really good, Celeste. It's a indie platformer. Really hard, really fun, very satisfying. The story actually was really surprising. I actually really dig the story and what it was going for. That was kind of like the surprise indie hit of the year. There's actually a lot of pretty interesting indie games. I know Donut Country came out, and there were a few other ones, but Celeste was the one I was able to play, and I wasn't disappointed. So the 2 games I did talk about where I don't own them, God of War, a game that before it came out I was very hesitant because I was kind of just used to how the old God of Wars played, and I was like, are they going to keep the same kind of thing of it? Can you do combos and all this stuff? And I was very surprised. Like, I did come around to the gameplay and the controls, but really what got me was the story. Something I didn't expect. I was like, do we need this? Because God of War 3 had its ending, but no, the story in God of War was very good. Like, there are moments in that game, I will not say, because I know there are people out there who probably have not played the game or beaten it, but there are many moments in that game where I was so just like, oh, there's a moment in the middle. If you've played the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's when the game gets serious and something from Kratos' past intersects in the plot, and it was one of those moments where I was like, oh, this is a moment right here. This is like moment of 2018. And then another game came out that had pretty much like 5 best moments of 2018 in games. But God of War was an enjoyable experience from start to finish. I loved that game. Which, like, if you had told me like last year, like, oh, God of War is going to be on your personal favorite list, I would have been like, really? But no, it was surprising. God of War came out. I was happy. It changed my mind. It's opened up for a sequel, so whenever that next one comes, I'm most definitely probably going to be getting it because I want to see where the story is going. The other one is Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man game. I knew this game was going to be good from the second they said Insomniac is making a Spider-Man game. Unfortunately, this year I was planning on doing a video review on the game. I have my entire playthrough recorded. I still may. Don't quote me on it, but I still may, because there's so much I still want to talk about that game. But it is a phenomenal game. Like, Insomniac knocked it out of the park. as someone who's been playing a lot of Spider-Man games, from this game to what the Spider-Man is now, it is great to see. Like, that is a fantastic game that hit me with so many emotional points where I'm just like, oh, like, why game? And like natural ones. Not this is like, oh, they're just trying to make you get all sappy. It was like more I was actually like about to shed a tear in the game. Like, it was such a fantastic game, and I seriously hope there is another one. They haven't said anything yet. I feel there will be, but I really hope there is, because they are the team. They are the team that should make those games. It is. Oh, it was great to see. This is kind of the year of Spider-Man. I think I said a few days ago, after seeing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I was like, this is Spider-Man's year. Like, one of the best games was Spider-Man, and then probably one of my favorite movies of the year is Spider-Man. Like I'm loving that. Like, keep it going. Hey, make next year Spider-Man year. But yeah, Spider-Man, fantastic game. I need to buy it. I've really been itching to play that again. I want to start a whole new playthrough. I haven't played any of the DLCs, and there's a lot left. I loved that game. So getting down to the end, there are still obviously some games I've missed, but one of the last ones that I need to mention, Red Dead Redemption 2. This game, Rockstar, to me, they have never let me down. When Grand Theft Auto 4 came out, that was kind of the big pushback one. That was the one where a lot of people were either on the loving it or kind of hating it, really on the fence. I was kind of the ones who, at the time, I loved it, and then over time I was like, nah, maybe it's not that good. And then over time I thought about it, and I was like, it was really after playing it a second playthrough, I was like, wow, I was an idiot. This actually is a really great game. And I really think Rockstar's strength to me, like, I do love Grand Theft Auto, like their take on satire and everything. That's great. But when they go for a more serious story, that is where they excel. Red Dead Redemption 1, for the PlayStation 3 and 360 era, it is a classic. It is probably one of the best games on that system. And there's a lot of games I could say on there, but it's in my pick for that generation. That is a must-play game. It is a remarkable game, just with that gameplay and the story. And really, it's the story. And with this one, it was the story yet again. Well, I did love the gameplay. I was probably the rare few who was like, you know what, I don't think the controls are that bad. There's some stuff that could easily have been refined or fixed, but it really never became a nuisance or a problem for me. And what kept me going the entire time was just the characters and the story, the setting, the world. Everything that they crafted in this game was so brilliantly done, and getting you immersed in that era and into that story with the main character. And from start to finish, I was engrossed. Like, this game got me in the end. Like, I talked about it more in my GWC Play spoiler for Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'm still not even content with that, because there's so much more I could have said about it. And it's just one of those games that I was thinking a lot of, like, my game of the year, because there's a lot of games that could have been on there, and easily, like, Astrobot could have been there, Dragon Quest, like, but to me, this was it, because this was the game that, as much as I love Spider-Man, and it probably is my game, this one got me. And I'll just, there's a lot to say about this game that I could say, but it requires spoilers and analyzing characters and what they did. But I will say, just to keep it non-spoiler free, the last half of this game is what made it. This game was about an 8.5, I'd say 8.5, early, like, low 9. And then the last half of this game came when you start seeing all these shifting narratives with the main character and what's going on with these dynamics. And that's when it got close to a 10 for me. It's a remarkable game. I loved it. It is great. Yeah, I think right now, still, Red Dead Redemption 2 is my game of the year choice. All the games I said right now could have been game of the year choices easily. Like they could be interchangeable. I could be like Dragon Quest, and there's also another game I forgot. I forgot all about Ni no Kuni 2. This was a fine game too. This was good. It could also be on that list. Probably not the top spot of like top 3, but of like a top 10. This was in there. This was another good RPG. Even though it changed some things up, it was good. But yeah, I think that's about it. Like I said, I'm going off the cuff. I've probably missed a lot of things if I did. I'm sorry if I'm watching this back later, John. I am sorry if I missed something, but I did not have time to script this out and kind of formulate everything over the week. But yeah, that's about it. That's kind of the stuff I played. Some of the stuff that really stuck out to me. 2018 was a great year for games. Like 2017 was a ridiculous year, but 2018 was just as good, and 2019 is gonna be even crazier. Like January and March and those early months alone are ridiculous. Like Kingdom Hearts 3, Resident Evil 2, Onimusha Warlord Remaster, Devil May Cry 5, and there's too many games. I don't know where I'm going to find the time, but I'm going to try. And I think I'm going to call it here. 2018's been good. If you are watching this channel, expect more in 2019. I've got some new stuff coming, some new series. I'm going to be bringing some old ones back, and should be good. So, thank you for watching this pretty long video. I tried to keep it short, but Red Dead got me. Got me again. So, yeah, that's going to be it. You take care wherever you are, and I will see you in 2019. Goodbye. Well, I'm going to have to hit this button to turn it off. I don't know why. I walked away.